Hi everyone, good afternoon and welcome back to the second session for today, the 25th of September 2025. So this video is supposed to be a recap. I'm going to go into a detailed analysis on commodity currencies. By that I mean we're going to be looking at USD CAD, AUD/USD, and NZD/USD. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and bring out the specific asset classes that we want to look at today. All right, so we're now looking at USD CAD. We start off with USD CAD first on the H4 time frame. On the H4 time frame, you see that we have a sunshine that has been printed here. For those of us who have joined our analysis, you know what certain indicators mean. I also understand that not all of us will have the indicators on our charts. That's fine. Just pay attention to the price levels that I'm marking out and, add your own analysis or your own confirmation to it. So I'm looking at USD CAD on the H4 time frame. I'm deleting everything so we can start over from the top. So I'm looking at the USD CAD now. Sunshine has been printed here, which is basically telling me that we're expecting temporal sell-offs of this particular asset class. Now, if you look at the predominant move, however, major structure is still to the downside. And it is just now, recently, that we had this particular buy move break above this zone, not too long ago, that we had this breakthrough. So now the price was able to break through what could have served as a resistance. It broke and came to give a retest. I'm thinking there's still more momentum for USD CAD to push to the upside, which is the next resistance point that we have here. And if price is going to keep buying, it may find its first hindrance around this zone that would now cause a deeper retracement for us to find a good enough zone to continue to buy if this is the formation of a new trend, that is, right? So having this in mind, I'm saying that there's a possibility to see a temporal sell, a sell to buy in sync with the trend that has been forming since somewhere around June. So if this is going to hold, I still want to see a deeper retracement to give me a good zone to continue to buy from. However, if the major structure is going to hold and continue to the downside, then we're going to be seeing sell-offs. So price would most likely buy back into this resistance before we start to see that sell temporary retracement. So if the sale is going to happen when price eventually trades into this zone, where is it likely to sell into? First point of interest is likely to sell into is right here. So we have about 3 different points of interest that I'm watching out for on USD CAD. 1, 2, and 3, 1.38379, 38188, and 38053. So price could retrace into the zones to find support for us to now continue to buy in sync with the minor structure that we're forming since June, sometime around June. So these are the levels we're looking out for when price eventually retraces. Now, if I see a good opportunity to take back the retracement of USD CAD, I most likely will. But my risk is going to be divided since I'm going to be counter trading. Going to M5 now, I'm going to go ahead and mark out what we always love to mark out on the chart to support resistance levels that come in the form of yesterday's highs and lows. Now, price was able to violate all of these levels. It broke through this as well. It's looking like a test, a break and a retest of this one. So if this one is going to hold, we know where it is buying into, right? It's going to buy into the next resistance that we marked out on USD CAD, which is around 1.39265. So right now, if we want to jump into a buy, we'd only be looking for liquidity point on time frames like 15 minutes to look for price to retrace into and continue to buy into the resistance. However, if we want to be patient and wait, then we already know the levels we're watching out for. So how do you mark out liquidity zones that price will eventually trade into? You see over here that we have some sort of liquidity that price we want to come and clear, and there's also a fair value gap down here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that out as a possible level where price could retrace into for us to continue to buy USD card into that future resistance. So that's it for USD card. Let's look at AUD USD. AUD USD now. Sunshine has been printed, so we're expecting what a temporary retracement or an eventual reversal. Into what level? We're going to go ahead and adjust this into today's price movement and delete this. So I'm thinking that it's going to be a temporal buy, but there's still more room. Price could still dig a bit deeper on AUD USD. Let's go back to H4. Now, Sunshine has been printed, so we expect a temporal buy. So we could see a short buy and price could just continue to dig deeper all the way downward. In fact, it's even possible that it may not even reverse and just keep going further, which is very unlikely, sure. But having this in mind, we're expecting something like this. We're expecting AUD USD to do this, maybe trade all the way back into the zone, or even somewhere inside the momentum before we now see a final lap of AUD USD sell into the next support level. On M5, you can mark out yesterday's high and low day before yesterday's high. So you do also see that the level I marked out on H1 is in confluence with our M5 trend indicator. So yes, I want to buy. In fact, I'm looking for an opportunity on AUD USD to buy this from here back into the zone. And if I see that, I'll be taking the opportunity. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark out the highs and lows. And then you want to watch out for these levels to see what price does around them so we can take our trade opportunities. This could serve as a support level that could be violated, or a support that will turn to resistance and continue to sell. But if price is able to break through, it's coming all the way in here, and then we can now start to look for sell opportunities of AUD. But if price comes in here, takes profit, for those of us who are looking for opportunities to take a short buy, then we know that a trend is changing and more opportunities to the upside. But for now, a temporal buy is what I'm expecting, a buy to sell, a buy to sell. So yesterday's high and low, the before yesterday's high and low is what I'm marking at. It's very repetitive, can be very boring as well, because you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. So yes, these are now the key levels for depth. Let's go ahead and mark out. Let's go ahead and mark out NZUSD. So H4 Sunshine has been printed, so we're expecting what temporal buys, a temporary retracement. Into what level, you might ask? We'll go on H1 to get those levels and we mark them out. We have 3 key levels we're marking out for NZUSD, and those are our 3 major indicators. Again, I know we don't all have the indicators, so what you want to pay attention to is the price levels around here: 0.58471, 0.590, 290, 0.59132. Expecting price to temporarily buy into these ones. And if it buys into these levels and finds resistance, we'll see a sell continuation. So I'm looking at a buy to sell on NZUSD. In sync with the levels I marked out using indicators, let's go on the M5 time frame to mark out yesterday's highs and lows. Okay, so that has loaded up. Okay, so now a buy to sell, a buy, that could become a sell from this point, or violate this level and find the next resistance here. Support or resistance, or violate this level. That's what key points just sell for. So yes, these are the levels we're watching out for. Let's see what price does around the zones. So temporarily summary, a buy to sell of NZUSD, buy to sell of AUDUSD, and if price happens to violate through what could serve as a resistance zone, support or resistance, or previous resistance still holding, then we know that we'll be seeing a gradual change in movement. All right, thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. on the dot to look at gold affiliated currencies and gold currency or gold rather as an asset class and yen correlated currencies. Thank you. See you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. on the dot. Cheers and God bless.